Welcome back to Daily Spokes. Today, we're going to talk about the Aima Big Sur Sport. In this video, we're going to be going over all the specs, the ins and outs of this bike. We're going to be talking about the build quality. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to be giving you my personal opinion on who I think this bike is best for. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. First off, this bike, it's an all-terrain bike. It's really going to shine in an off-road setting. It's going to crush it on the service roads, mountains, sand with the wide profile tires. It's going to do really good in those types of scenarios. But the cool thing with an e-bike is it's still going to perform really good, you know, on like asphalt, and just gives you kind of more like versatility. You can use it as a commuter, but then you, after work and after the commute, you can go and hit some rugged terrain. So I think that's a really good benefit with this type of build. Range, you're looking at about 60 miles. They do have LG cells in there, so it's a really good quality battery. The bike is fully UL certified. There's a lot of attention to detail. One of the really great things about this bike is it's going to have a large chainring, which equates to eliminating ghost pedaling. That's really cool because if you're going at a higher speed and you're looking to still get some kind of resistance, get an exercise and such, you are going to be able to do that in the 20+ mile per hour range. So kudos to that. I'm going to go ahead and talk about a few other things that separate this bike from the competition. The rotors. Rotors are very impressive on this. You're going to get 203 rotors, so that's going to equate to really good stopping power. This does come equipped with the front fenders and the rear fenders. Really nice rack. There's going to be slots so you can put, you know, panniers and such back here. You do get a 750 watt motor, and Aima made a really good choice by adding a Bafang display and a Bafang motor, in my opinion. Bafang has a really good reputation. They build really good quality parts, so those are going to last a really long time, and you're not going to have an issue finding parts later on down the line if something does go on, you know, like 10 years later, whatever have you be. Very powerful 750 watt motor. It does have a nice like umph to it as you hit the throttle and such. 20% grade, it's gonna get up there very easily. You do get a torque sensor as well, so your pedaling efficiency is gonna give you kind of a really natural, high quality feel. And I'll just kind of show you the amount of power that we're gonna get from the motor. So you do have that throttle, and you can just tell it's just got a lot of power, a lot of pick up and go. Very fast, very smooth motor. You get the brake lights. Let's go ahead and turn on those headlights. You've got a nice powerful beam. You do get your tail lights. It is going to have a horn, which is cool. You get a 7-speed drivetrain. You have Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with that, once again, really good stopping power. You're gonna get an 80 mil fork up front to go ahead and soak up some of those bumps. You do have a preload on the left-hand side, and you do have a lockout. So lots of adjustment there. This rack back here can hold up to 55 pounds. We've got the knobby tires, 20x4s. The 20x4s are gonna be nice. They're gonna inspire some confidence because you're going to be able to sit lower, and the wider profile of tire is going to give you more stability. It's going to give you kind of a nimble, easy kind of going bike. The bars up front, you're looking at kind of like a BMX style bar. So it's just got a really good look to it. It's going to be really adjustable, kind of pull things back and forth to your preference. Right out the gate, you do get a nice saddle. It's going to be really cozy, kind of wider profile, super comfortable to sit in. This bike weighs in, I believe, at 74 pounds. That's going to be with the battery. Without the battery, you're probably looking at low 60s. Another really cool thing with this bike is in this display, there's going to be a little port that you can kind of like open up, and you can charge a device with the battery, with the bike. So that's cool. You can basically put your phone, connect it, have a GPS, that type of thing. Overall, the build, Aima, all of their products are going to have a lot of attention to detail. This bike does come in at $19.99 currently. And if your price point, you know, if your budget is somewhere in that category, this is truly gonna be a great choice. This company has a reputation for being known as like 2 different categories, ironically. So it's gonna be considered budget friendly, considering what you get, while also being called the Lexus of e-bikes. So you get that like Lexus quality on kind of a budget. The value is definitely there. I do work at a bike shop. I'm actually currently here at Kickstand Cycles in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout outs to them. They are sponsoring this video. I told them that I wanted to share content with the community and they gave me the thumbs up. So I'm super stoked to be able to have that ability to do this, do what I love. From a bike shop perspective, never see issues with this bike. I can name the times we've seen problems. We've had 2 customers wreck their bikes and they're built like tanks. We fixed the parts and sent them out and they were perfectly fine. Overall, once again, I keep going back to that, but these bikes are really impressive. The cool thing is, if you actually do a deep dive, do some research, there's like Facebook groups, forums where people literally rave about the company, the bikes. They're amazing. You'll see lots of fans out there. Before we jump into the end of the video, if you appreciate the content so far, go ahead and subscribe. We absolutely appreciate it. It gives us the motivation and the ability to continue doing this. And the cool thing is we're actually working on providing just all around content of, you know, what owning an e-bike looks like, the maintenance tips and tricks. So we will be a one-stop shop for all things bike related. Our goal is always to provide value. And like I promised, I would share my personal opinion about who this bike is for. I would say this bike is for an adventure just because of the profile, the all-terrain. It's not too heavy. Some builds that are in this category are going to weigh like 80 plus pounds. So it's going to be fairly lightweight considering what it is. But you're going to be able to just like rip, have a ton of fun out on the trails. Meanwhile, still being able to get around the city and just overall having a great time. So I hope we brought value. Hope you guys have a good one. Cheers.